everybody, and welcome to the sprint race for the Austrian Grand Prix for the F124 My Team Career Mode, as we're here for round number, I think this is 11 for the Austrian Grand Prix. This is part one of our weekend.
The formation lap gets underway ahead of today's sprint. It's going to be interesting to see who gets pole position.
It's either race 11 or race 12. I don't know. We're almost halfway through the calendar. Hope you guys like this video. If you guys do, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. There's the grid over the left side of the screen with the starting tires.
As all the cars take their positions on the grid, the final preparations have been made, and all that's left is for the drivers to deliver on track.
Yep. This is the first race since the patch, so unlike China and Miami, we didn't get a mix-up grid, even though we technically did. Sainz didn't get out of SQ1, so yeah. Spoiler warning, if you did not see the Spanish GP, you can click the link in the top right-hand corner or see the playlist. And like I say, if you go on to enjoy this race, make sure you hit that like, make sure you subscribe. It's going to be a lot of fun here this morning for the sprint race. Lights out and away we go. Not a good start for us, but that's okay, as we're going to narrow into turn number one as we're jamming on the brakes. Oh my god, Zhou Guan Yu, what on earth was that start there, bro? As we're underway here, we're all on the yellow stripe medium compound tires. I made it to SQ3 as we have a local yellow in the back. That's for everybody just checking up all the damn sudden. I beat the two Alpines who were actually racing with them, by the way. Lewis Hamilton, as Max Verstappen leads. Hopefully he don't go 3 for 3 in mechanical failures, because remember, he DNF'd both the sprints in China and Miami due to a mechanical failure. And Fernando Alonso is trying to go 3 for 3 here in the sprint races, which is looking very unlikely at this.
Good job.
But never know in 24 laps time what we're going to see, so as I said, make sure you give it a like, make sure you subscribe for all of the awesome F1 2024 content.
We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
As Stroll just locked up, made a major mistake, held up Ocon. Thank you, we're up to P9, so we're almost into the points. As Hamilton and Piastri going side by side, I'm all over the back of Georgie Russell, as he's going to try to find a way to catch up to Charles Leclerc, who should have won this race back in 2019, but ended up being Max Verstappen getting the win. We qualified P10, which qualifying went good for us in the sprint qualifying. Of course, later today, I'm going to see where we're going to qualify for the Grand Prix tomorrow. I don't see us getting points. Personal best of 109.4. Qualifying on the mediums, I did a 107 on the mediums. I was at a 107 flat on the softs, so mediums were okay. The pace was okay on in qualifying for the sprint. I just don't have good pace for the softs, as I am all over the back of Georgie Russell. I'm going to see if I can make a dive bomb. Oh, Russell tried to throw the block. I said, nope, I'm going to take that. Thank you. And now we're 8th, which is the final points paying position. Top 8 gets points in the sprint if you haven't been following along with our sprint formats for this game. Pace is good on the mediums. Everybody is on the mediums. There is no mandatory pit stops unless you break the front wing, and God who knows what happens. I don't think Max Verstappen's going to have any trouble unless Lando Norris has something he wants to do, as Georgie Russell's looking to our inside. And he couldn't make the pass, and not only that, I've now pulled away, but he's going to now start to come back. As I'm all over the back of the other Merc, that would be Lewis Hamilton. Checo Perez had problems in the sprint race in China. As we're diving underneath the 7-time world champ, Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton gives us the spot. We move up to P7. Now we're up to P7. Car feels good. Just trying to get into a nice flow here. This is the first of 95 laps, because 24 plus 71 is 95, which y'all know is Lightning McQueen number. 24 laps won't be as hard on my neck versus 71. Pace is good. Don't think Hamilton's going to let me get away. And of course, I got dumped by Kevin Magnussen in Spain after I tried to throw a block. I was trying to do a one-stop strategy on the hards, and it kind of looked like that was not a good strategy. But to be fair, I was just giving it a chance to see if I could pull it off or not. And unfortunately, it looked like I was not. So, hey, like I said, I was going for guts as far as that strategy was concerned, because I don't think I would have gotten a good result with those hards to the end of the Grand Prix in Spain, but that's alright. We are 1 for 2 in scoring points in the sprint race weekend. Of course, China, we scored a shitload of points because we ended up P5 and P6 in the Grand Prix. Didn't score any points in Miami. Personal best of 108.4. Yellow flag. Something's happened. Piastri and Leclerc made contact. That's going to allow us to get on the back of Charles Leclerc, maybe Oscar Piastri if we're lucky. And we got both of them in one fell swoop.
The McLaren drivers just moved into first place.
That would be Lando Norris who took that spot. We're up to P5 here in the sprint race. We didn't even use DRS on that straightaway, so that's okay. We will get our car out of Parc Fermé, get ready for the main qualifying fun later this afternoon. Trying to equal our best result of the sprint, which was a 5th back in China, which was round 4 of the championship. Fortunately, I don't have DRS for Fernando Alonso. That's a bit of a shame. Pace is good, though. Pace is really good. This car really good because we've gotten some upgrades on the car. And now Oscar Piastri wants 5th place from us. We're going to have to do some defending. Unfortunately, I can't defend. That's not good for Ocon as we're trying to hold off Piastri. Piastri and the McLaren, really good. McLaren been stepping up their game so far, as they are proven to be the car and team to possibly beat. Unless something happens to Max Verstappen, this will be his first points he has scored in the sprints all year, because the 2 sprints we've done, which was Miami and China, he is either failed to... either he has fallen outside the points, or in Miami's case, he failed to finish. I'm really struggling trying to keep Piastri behind me. And Piastri is going to look to our inside. That's not good. He's going to go side by side with us, but he really held up Charles Leclerc, and that really allowed me just to pull away from him. And held up Charles Leclerc. Now those two are going to squaffle away for position. while we are just going to try to drive off to the sun, drive off and pull away. Now Leclerc had to get around Piastri as a result. Now he's going to try to chase me down because I have no DRS. So we're on lap number 8 of 24 in the sprint race. I don't think we're going to catch Alonso or Checo Perez. Alonso has scored points in the soon-to-be, about-to-be, if the car holds up, in all 3 sprint races. This is, by the way, the 3rd of 6. Our next sprint race is not until the United States Grand Prix. That is in COTA later in the year. Because starting Silverstone, we're going to go from Silverstone to, I want to say, Azerbaijan. Or no, not Azerbaijan. As Leclerc just rudely moved me to the side. I think it's Singapore. Yeah, we're going to go from Silverstone to Singapore without a sprint race. So that means, in other words, we're going to go back to the regular, as Leclerc just rudely shoved me out of the way. I was on the racing line and Leclerc just rudely shoved me out of the way. That was kind of rude of Charles. He should have backed off and let me make the apex of the corner, but he didn't even give a shit. So yeah, I understand he's fucking desperate, but goddamn, I'm trying to make the apex, you dumb prick. But as I was trying to say before Leclerc hit me, as now that's going to cause damage to Leclerc's car, what I'm trying to say is that
okay, so
we're going to...
our teammate by 16.8 seconds.
Fewer updates.
Okay, copy that.
Thank you. What I was trying to say before my engineer continues to interrupt me rudely as Leclerc's going by me, as I'm going to try to drive it around the outside. Oh, Leclerc got on the curb there. I gave him plenty of room. He backed way off, and I keep the position. But as I was saying, is that we're going from Silverstone to Singapore on a normal weekend. So that's good. I love a normal race weekend without a sprint, which means we'll have an extra set of tires for the British Grand Prix. Ironically, as I'm recording this, we are on the British Grand Prix weekend, so we should be caught up on the race weekends. And let's see what Charles Leclerc's stupidity is going to do, as I've really slowed down the pace by a little over a second. As Leclerc just had to get out of the throttle. I have no battery left. That's probably why I should be saving battery, but the the computer's using up a lot of my battery. And it's like,
Red Bull drivers just moved into first place.
As my engineer continues to interrupt me rudely while I'm trying to say a sentence here. The computer just used up all of my battery. That's probably why I'm useless against the AI, is that they are in battery conserve and I'm not even close in the battery. I'm at 31%. They're probably like in the 60s or something. I've really made some gains on the car since Bahrain. I don't know if we would have scored points in Bahrain if we did jack it up to 100. So, as Leclerc's going to try again on the inside. And now I got DRS all of a sudden. I think that was because Leclerc... Has Leclerc got a problem? Or is he getting passed by fucking Piastri? It looks like he's getting passed by Piastri. Well, if those two continue to squabble it out, we can just pull away as we're at half distance of the sprint. This is probably going to be one of our shortest races as far as time is concerned. Because like I said, we're clicking about 67, 68 seconds a lap. And this is our shortest road course we go to on the circuit. Of course, 8th place is the points paying position, but keep in mind, we have the full points for the Grand Prix tomorrow that we got to worry about. That's the one we need to think about. Really just doing the best I can. You know, I don't think I didn't expect to be this competitive against the AI, but as Piastri nearly turned us. Of course, remember, we got dumped out of the lead of the race in Imola by Lando, which took us out of a chance of possibly getting our first podium, which we could have had a bigger gap on the points.
The Red Bull driver has just completed a pass for the lead.
As I was trying to say before my engineer interrupted me, rude. What I was trying to say is that we could have won our first ever My Team race on the channel if it wasn't for Lando dumping us on the last lap in Imola, because we fell from winning. We went from possibly winning the race to going outside the points, which really sucked as far as I'm concerned. And now I can't hold off Piastri, but Piastri's going to make a mistake. And once again, I get DRS. As we're coming to 10 laps to go in this sprint race. This is a really short video for you guys. No, there's no rewinds because I've turned that shit off. Now, Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc are not within DRS range of me. This is good. Pace has been okay on the mediums. If we don't make it to Q3, I want to have an extra set of soft tires ready to go for the Grand Prix tomorrow, in case I do what I did back in Miami that almost worked. Keyword almost. As Leclerc's going to try again. I can't hold off Leclerc because Leclerc's gotten us. Oh, but he got on the curb, and that really upsets the car. Now that brought Lewis Hamilton up into the battle for this battle for the final few points positions. Alonso's just pulling away. Meanwhile, it's Lando Norris and Max Verstappen squabbing away. They have a big cushion over third place Sergio Perez, who's having a good battle with Alonso for third. We're back here 5-10 seconds behind Checo, trying to hang on to fifth. But Charles Leclerc not wanting to take, not letting us be competent. The only way we're going to get fourth is if something happens with the leaders up the head.
Gap to your teammate behind, 24.0 seconds.
Wow, Leclerc had a problem. He held up Lewis Hamilton there.
Gap that we're trailing the car ahead by 6.2 seconds.
Leclerc's got an issue, as he lost a lot of DRS and it allowed me to pull away, so I probably took the racing line. He jumped on the brakes, held up Lewis Hamilton, and that's really what allowed me to pull away. Wonder if his tires are starting to give up. I mean, we're almost done with the sprint, so Lewis Hamilton's probably using a shitload of battery. I'm just over here recharging. I'm at like 42, 43%. As Alonso just got around Checo for third. Now can I hold off the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton? The answer is going to be a little iffy. I don't know why we're using our battery at like 40-something%. It's like, recharge the battery, please. Of course, I'm now on a 2-day weekend. It's like everybody in my group home wants to write their damn schedule. It's like, well, you don't need to write the schedule. The only one who needs to write the schedule would be me, but do they ever listen? No. And then they look at me like I'm a dumbass idiot. I'm waiting for Hamilton to fuck this up, because I'm going to end up taking the racing line from him. As Lewis Hamilton had another problem, Leclerc got around Hamilton, so did Piastri. Now Piastri just got around as they're still busy squabbling. I think that might have just sealed it right there. Just let me recharge the battery as we're going to possibly tie our best finish in the sprint. We're nearing 50%. And like I said, if these drivers continue to go side by side, I'm just going to continue to drive off in the sunset and tie our best finish for a sprint race. Which I won't mind a P5 though.
The McLaren drivers just completed a pass to the leader of the race.
I think my engineer needs to say the words, Lando just made the pass for the lead, you dumbass, not the McLaren driver. Quit saying McLaren driver. It's Lando, for God's sakes. I bet you all my British friends need to go smack my damn engineer Mark saying, the McLaren driver's lead. It's like, say Lando fucking Norris, please. Quit saying the McLaren driver or the Red Bull driver. Say the driver's actual name. Quit saying the Red Bull driver. This is not online career, okay? I'm not dumb. And with those guys continuing to go side by side, I've just driven off in the distance. I think Lewis and Charles are going to run out of time trying to catch me because they were too busy running side by side and they just wore off their tires. So I'm just trying to pull away. I just need Alonso and Checo to continue to go side by side, or one of them has a problem to where I can catch up. But the problem is Leclerc, Hamilton, and Piastri are using up their tires trying to get around me. Watch, Leclerc's going to do the same shit. Try to pass me, and then when I get to the braking point, I'm going to just take the racing line, like that. And then it just hurts his exit trying to catch me. About to be 3 laps to go in the sprint. Yellow flag. My teammate's got a problem. Ugh. Brendan Lee's got a problem. Ah, no. Well, remember I retired out of the race after a crash with one of the Hash drivers, which I found out got a 10-second time penalty for dumping me. I think that was Hulkenberg. And he didn't serve the penalty, and now my teammate's out of the race. That's too bad. He was like 3 laps away from finishing, and now he's out of the race.
Yellow flag.
Do not overtake, guys. Do not. Shut up, Mark. I'm talking.
Okay, clear.
I was talking when you interrupted me, Mark. Thank you. I was getting ready to say before Mark decided to dumbass interrupt me, do not overtake with my teammate out of the race. God, Mark doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. Just like my dumbass roommate Mario. Keep bitching about what time I have to be at work, what time I have to do this, what time I have to do that. It's like, dude, shut up. Not interested in that shit. How are the tires? 25 on the rear left, 23 on the rear right. The fronts are in the teens, so the fronts are not the issue. It's just rear tires are just giving up. 2 to go. Be happy with a P5. Now my teammate's out of the race, unfortunately. Mark, I'm about to hit you, Marcus. Lewis Hamilton just touched. I'm about to hit my engineer and say, that's Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, asshole. Can you not say Verstappen or Norris? And quit saying Red Bull or and McLaren? Because I'm not dumb. Last lap of the sprint as Lewis Hamilton trying to find a way to dive bomb the fuck out of me. I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen. Wow, and he slowed up Leclerc.
Verstappen has just completed a pass for the lead.
Thank you.
Just started the final lap of the race. Final lap.
About damn time you start saying Verstappen. Jesus motherfucking Christ. It took you almost the entire race to realize, oh shit, I should be saying Verstappen, asshole. God, Mark's a fucking asshole. No wonder I hate why he's drunk as a race engineer in this game. But whatever, Max Verstappen's gonna win the sprint, so it will not be 3 for 3 for Aston Martin. As Charles Leclerc driving angry. P5, yeah!
And that's the end of the race.
Good drive. Alright, 4 more points for our total. Alpine didn't score. Good result.
Well, that's an end to the sprint action. Next up, we'll set the grid for the Grand Prix. So we'll see you next time.
All right, Max Verstappen is your winner. Lando Norris second. P3 goes to Sergio Perez, 10 seconds behind them. Fernando Alonso fourth. We come home in P5. Good run for us. Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, and Oscar Piastri, the points finishers. Missing out on the points, George Russell, Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon. That's big for the constructors because Yuki didn't score. The two Alpines didn't score, so we get some breathing room in the constructors. Magnussen, Sainz. What could have been for Sainz if he would have made it into SQ2 and SQ3? We'll never know. Tsunoda, Bottas, Albon, Zhou Guanyu, Nico Hulkenberg, Daniel Ricciardo, Logan Sargent, and Brendan Lee out of the race. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, we do pull away a little bit with our point score of 4 measly points. So we pull away from Tsunoda. We're now at 22 points. We're probably going to end up finishing in 10th, which that's okay with us. In the constructors, we do pull away a little bit from VCarb, as we are now still P6 in the constructors. So that's your lot, my friends. And those are your points finishers, nevertheless. So, yeah. That's it for this sprint race. Thank you for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Grand Prix. Until then, take it easy, everybody.